Imagine your belly fat as a locked vault. Every morning, hundreds of millions of people reach for a magic key, a warm glass of lemon water, hoping it will crack that vault open. Some swear it works. Others call it a myth. But what does science actually say? Here's the truth nobody is giving you, and it's more fascinating than either side of the debate. Lemon water won't melt your belly fat overnight, but deep inside your body, it triggers a chain of biological events that, compounded over weeks, creates real, measurable changes in how your body stores and burns fat. And the mechanisms behind this are extraordinary. Let's follow what happens, step by step, from the moment that first sip hits your stomach. The first thing lemon water does is deceptively simple. It hydrates you after 7 to 8 hours of sleep, during which your body has been quietly burning fuel and losing water through breathing alone. But this hydration is not just comfort, it's chemistry. A landmark study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that drinking just 500 milliliters of water increased metabolic rate by 30%. The increase occurred within 10 minutes and reached its maximum peak 30 to 40 minutes after drinking. Think about that. You haven't eaten a single bite, you haven't moved from your kitchen, and your body's fat-burning engine has already shifted up a gear, simply from drinking liquid. Research suggests that sufficient hydration enhances the function of mitochondria, the organelles in cells that help the body produce energy. Mitochondria are literally your cellular furnaces. Feed them water first thing in the morning, and they light up faster. This is why timing matters. Drinking lemon water on an empty stomach hits a body that is already in a mild metabolic state from overnight fasting. You're not interrupting anything. You're accelerating something that's already begun. Now here's where the lemon itself enters the story. And this is where the science gets genuinely remarkable. A lemon is not just a fruit. It's a concentrated delivery system for compounds your body craves for fat metabolism. One squeeze of lemon juice contains vitamin C, citric acid, and something most people have never heard of, polyphenols. A peer-reviewed study demonstrated that lemon polyphenols significantly upregulated the mRNA level of PPAR-alpha, a key genetic regulator of fat metabolism, in the liver. Body weight gain, fat pad accumulation, hyperlipidemia, hyperglycemia, and insulin resistance were all significantly suppressed in the group receiving lemon polyphenols. In plain language, specific compounds in lemons switch on genes that tell your body to burn fat instead of store it. Feeding with lemon polyphenols suppressed body weight gain and body fat accumulation by increasing peroxisomal beta oxidation, essentially accelerating the breakdown of fatty acids in white adipose tissue. White adipose tissue. That's exactly where stubborn belly fat lives. Now, a critical note of honesty. These studies were conducted using concentrated lemon peel polyphenols, not just lemon juice in water. The concentrations in your morning glass are lower, but the mechanism is real, it exists in the juice too, and it compounds over time. Think of it like compound interest. A small deposit every morning builds something significant by the end of the year. But here's where lemon water reveals its most powerful belly fat weapon, and it has nothing to do with metabolism. It's your hunger hormone. Research published in a clinical study found that pectin, a soluble fiber found in lemons, significantly delayed gastric emptying time and significantly increased subjects' sensation of satiety compared to controls. When you eat or drink less than you think you need, that gap is almost always where fat loss happens. In one remarkable study, dietary pectin decreased food intake by 23% and induced 23% body fat loss, leading to 12% lower final body weight and 44% lower total body fat mass compared to controls. Plasma concentrations of satiety hormones, PYY and GLP-1, were increased dramatically. PYY and GLP-1 are the hormones that signal your brain to stop eating. Lemon, through its pectin content, quietly increases them. You feel fuller longer. You reach for the afternoon snack less often. You eat slightly less at lunch without even trying. None of this feels dramatic in any single day. But across 30 mornings, the mathematics are undeniable. Now let's talk about something hiding in plain sight. The connection between lemon water and belly fat's most dangerous trigger, cortisol. Most people think belly fat is a calorie problem. But science increasingly points to something deeper. Visceral fat cells, the deep abdominal fat surrounding internal organs, have more cortisol receptors than fat cells elsewhere in the body. When cortisol levels remain elevated, these receptors essentially attract and store more fat in the midsection. Chronic stress doesn't just make you feel terrible, it physically rewires your body to pack fat around your organs. This is where your daily lemon becomes a hormonal intervention. In a study of 69 women with elevated cortisol due to chronic stress, participants who supplemented with 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily for 2 months successfully reduced their cortisol levels closer to a normal range. Another study found participants experienced a 35% decrease in cortisol levels over the same period. One medium lemon contains roughly 30 to 40 milligrams of vitamin C. That's not a therapeutic dose, but it's a daily deposit into your cortisol bank, stacked on top of everything else lemon water is doing. Vitamin C supports adrenal health, specifically healthy cortisol production, and maintaining adequate vitamin C intake may help reduce elevated cortisol levels during prolonged stress. Here's the stunning implication. Every time you drink lemon water instead of your first coffee, you're not just skipping caffeine, you're delivering a compound that directly counters the hormone that told your body to store fat around your waist in the first place. Have you ever noticed that some mornings you wake up feeling bloated, your stomach distended, your waistband tighter than the night before? That's not fat. That's inflammation and water retention, and lemon water is remarkably effective against both. When you're mildly dehydrated, which most people are upon waking, your body enters a conservation mode. It holds on to water in tissues, creating that puffy, swollen feeling that can add visible inches to your midsection. Upping your water intake may increase lipolysis, the process by which the body burns fat for energy. Mild dehydration decreases lipolysis, which may be due to hormonal changes. So not only does dehydration make you look fatter, it literally makes it harder to burn fat. Rehydrating with lemon water reverses both consequences simultaneously. And citric acid adds another layer. It supports liver function, the organ responsible for breaking down and clearing metabolic waste. A more efficient liver means a cleaner bloodstream, faster fat processing, and less systemic inflammation that accumulates in visceral tissue over time. Let's talk about blood sugar, because this is perhaps the most underappreciated mechanism through which lemon water targets belly fat. Belly fat doesn't just accumulate from overeating, it accumulates from insulin spikes. Every time your blood glucose rises sharply, insulin surges, and some of that glucose gets converted and stored as visceral fat. The higher and more frequent the spikes, the more fat parks itself around your organs. The role of lemon water in metabolism is tied to its composition, particularly the presence of vitamin C and other antioxidants. These compounds have been shown to aid in the process of metabolizing fats and improving insulin sensitivity, both of which are crucial in the context of weight loss. Improved insulin sensitivity means your cells respond better to insulin, absorbing glucose more efficiently, requiring less of it, and leaving less surplus to be stored as fat. Drinking lemon water before breakfast primes this system before your first meal even begins. People who drank 2 glasses of water immediately before a meal in a 2016 study ate 22% less than those who didn't drink any water prior to eating. Add lemon's appetite-suppressing pectin and blood sugar-stabilizing vitamin C to that, and you've just made your breakfast significantly less likely to end up on your waistline. Now, let's zoom out to what all of this looks like over 30 days. In the first week, the changes are largely invisible. Your metabolism gets a brief morning boost. Your satiety hormones are gently nudged. You may feel slightly less hungry by mid-morning and barely notice it. By week 2, the cumulative effect of improved hydration means your liver is processing waste more efficiently. Inflammation markers begin to shift. Some people notice their face looks less puffy, their energy is steadier. This isn't imagination, it's biology catching up. By the end of week 3 and into week 4, something shifts more noticeably. People who consistently drink lemon water before breakfast tend to eat less across the day without deliberate restriction. Their cortisol rhythm is slightly better supported, their blood sugar peaks are modestly smoother, and if they've replaced even 1 sugary drink a day with this habit, they've removed a significant source of the exact insulin spikes that were fueling fat storage in the first place. Multiple high-quality studies show that drinking water, especially before meals, leads to greater weight loss. People who drink 1.5 liters of water daily before meals lose 1.3 to 2.0 kilograms more over 3 to 12 months than those who don't. Lemon water accomplishes this and more. But here's the truth that separates this from health influencer hype. There's no direct evidence that lemon water targets belly fat specifically. However, staying hydrated and reducing sugary drink intake can support overall fat loss, which may include belly fat. Lemon water is not a belly fat eraser. It's a belly fat environment disruptor. It changes the hormonal climate, the metabolic rhythm, the appetite signals, and the inflammatory baseline that either encourage or discourage your body from storing fat around your waist. Think of belly fat as a garden weed. You can't kill it by pulling the top. You have to change the soil conditions, the pH, the nutrients, the moisture, so that it simply can't thrive. Lemon water every single morning is one of the most practical ways to shift those conditions. No single habit works in isolation. Lemon water is most powerful when paired with food choices that don't undo its benefits, movement that supports its metabolic effects, and sleep that allows its cortisol-modulating properties to complete their work overnight. But as morning habits go, this one has layers of scientific credibility that almost nothing else in the wellness world can match. By the way, I'm curious. Have you been drinking lemon water regularly? Have you noticed changes in your hunger or energy? Drop your experience in the comments. Real data from real people is something no study can fully capture. So after 30 days of this simple ritual, 1 glass of warm lemon water every morning before anything else, here is what science suggests is happening inside your body. Your metabolism wakes up faster. Your hunger hormones work smarter. Your cortisol, belly fat's greatest ally, is meeting daily resistance. Your insulin spikes are slightly smoothed. Your liver is cleaner. And your body is spending each day in a slightly more fat-burning, less fat-storing state. Not because of magic, because of biology. The glass of lemon water isn't the solution. It's the first domino. And the first domino is the most important one to push. If this gave you a new perspective on something you thought was just a wellness trend, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Click on the video to stay connected. See you there.